Hey, can you put your name in the chat? Welcome to the plug. The plug. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Put your name in the chat. Join us. Stay with us. We have a lot to talk about. Today's conversation is titled Go. Go, go, go. Put your name in the chat. Put your name in the chat. Simply. Put your name in the chat. Ma, ma, ma. Hey y'all. Hey, put your name in the chat. Hey Ashley. Hey Ashley. My daughter. We will begin at 4:35. 4:35. Wait, to see if anyone will hop on. We will. Oh, you can't hear me? I don't know why you can't hear me. Can you Hey Jonathan, can you hear me? Hi Betty Louie, can you hear me? Guys, tell me if you can hear me because Ashley said she couldn't hear me. And I'm not on mute, so I don't know. Let me know if you can hear me. I said we would start at 4:35. I'm really gonna start at 4:35. Yes, we can hear you. Hello, hello. Hey Namie, how are you? How are you? 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Call a friend, tell somebody to hop on. Because why do you want to keep this word? It's not a word, but like it's a word, I guess, because it's a conversation to yourself. Call somebody. 1 minute. 1 minuto. 1 minute. Sorry. Love you. 1 minute. Oh, I should ask you guys. Like I said, the conversation today, the topic is go. And I guess my first question is, I can hear you now, but I couldn't. Okay, you couldn't. Yeah, sometimes I put myself on mute. I'm good. I'm good, Namie. How are you? Oh, you said you're good. You said you're good. Okay, that's good. Okay, okay. Anyway, question that I wanted to ask is, has someone ever asked you guys to do something that you did not know how to do? Like you had no knowledge, like no next steps, no resources, nothing. It's 4:35, so let's start. Based on that question, it reminds me of my job, the job that I have. Now I got the job pretty recently, and it's like a bomb situation in the sense that God really showed off. I'm enjoying myself much more than I was at my old job. I told you guys last week, if you were here, that it's a remote position. So like I'm remote at least for now. So I'm like super like thank you, Jesus. Like it's the bomb. I remember when I first got the job, I was like, oh my gosh, I remember talking to my sister. I talked to sister's friends. I was like, guys, maybe I should quit because this is too hard. Let me tell you guys, it's not the type of job where you like there is so much training and so many systems to learn. Like you learn how to do one thing and then you have to do there's like 10,000 more things that you need to learn how to do. Like I wish I could explain to you guys because I feel like this is not doing it justice. Guys, it was difficult. It was so hard. And I was like, maybe I should quit. I started literally, I was like looking online like for other jobs. I was like, okay, God, like let me let me look for other jobs. But my sisters and my friends were like, you just started this job. You're gonna stick it through. And so I did. And I remember praying and being like, God, I need you to help me because the truth is that I can't do this. I cannot. And I need your help. I need you to help me to know how to do this. Fast forward, I start picking things up super quick, guys. And we like have cases and I started doing like so many cases a day, so much so that my boss hit me up. She called me. She's like, Kathy, she we live in she lives I live in Boston here, and she lives in New Jersey. So she called me on like the phone or whatever, and was like, so like you're doing things very quickly, and we're wondering if you would be interested in going into the fast track training. And I was like, I'm gonna be honest. Originally, I was like, girl, I didn't say this to her, but I was like, girl, no. That was so hard for me to learn how to do this thing that I know how to do now. And you want me to do fast track training? Are you sure? Are you sure? But then like another thought came in right after, and it was just if she asked you, then I have to believe that was God. Like I have to believe God is the one that is influencing you to ask me. Like, you know, for you to see me out of all of the people who are training and be like, yo, I like the way that you do things. I need to move you up. I was like, okay. I was like, okay, I'm willing to do it. Like, sure. And she was like, great. Guys, that was like 2 weeks ago. I'm back to being like, Lord, what do I do? I don't know. I don't know what to do. Okay. I don't know. This is ridiculous. I don't know why I would think to myself, oh, you let me do the fast track training. Like, what? Guys, I be staring at my laptop like I spend 10 minutes like just looking at my laptop. And then I'm like, okay, let me try. And the reason why it's so high stakes now is because like working with clients and customers and I'm working with money, like people's money. So I'm so hesitant to begin and to do things. And again, all my boss did, I'm doing things that I've never done before. The only training that I've had for what I'm doing right now is a 1 hour training about something that does not even cover a third of what I have to do on a daily basis. So I'm here and I'm like, oh, so now I'm in a position where I don't know what I'm doing. And mind you, I'm getting paid to do this. So girl, you got to do something. And then two, like integrity, like Jesus is like, bro, like don't be just chilling at work. Like, what are you doing? Do your job. And I'm like, okay, but I don't know how to, Jesus. What do I do? Whoo, I be struggling. I be struggling. I know that when people ask me to do things that I don't know how to do, moving forward, I'm probably going to be a little bit slower to be like, yeah, sure, why not? Because I'm not enjoying this at all. But that reminds me of a story that I have about this guy that I know. I'm gonna read you. It's like I have to read it, but it's a really interesting story actually. Um, and I think the way that he handled his situation, it's very inspiring to me. So there's this guy, and he's rich. He's rich. Like this guy has mad money. He's married, like he's living his best life, like in his house, like his mansion, huge, like his family, like he even like has his nephew like come over and like he takes care of his nephew, him and his wife, and like it's like a beautiful situation. Like I told you, they got some money, okay? They got some monies, okay? His dad is actually the CEO of some huge company, guys. I'm going to tell you the company after, but it's a huge company. Like, think of the biggest company that you can think of. His dad is the CEO of a company that is bigger. His dad is more powerful. Like, his dad has all more money than he does. His dad has bigger mansions than he does. His dad has all of this stuff, okay? Like, his dad is rich, but his dad lives in another country. So recently, his dad calls him and his dad is like, okay, listen, son, I need you to sell your house, take your wife, and leave. Like, I need you to come. I'm gonna tell you exactly where to go, just but like pack, pack, sell everything. Once you do that, I'll give you more direction. His wife, or I should say, like this guy, guys, he really did it. He put his house up for sale. He quit his job. He took his nephew. I don't know where his nephew's parents are, but he took his nephew and he was like, okay, I'm gonna go. Like, my dad said we gotta go. So we gotta go. And he literally was like, okay, let's go. If I was his wife, I would be like, sir, excuse me. No, we're not doing that. What we're going to do is we're going to ask for more direction. Let me talk to your father. Like, what are you talking about? Your dad told you quit your job. Like, I understand that your dad has money, but like, hello. Especially the type of person I am, guys. I am a planner. I'm a planner. Okay. So I need to know every little bit of the plan before I do anything, period. And so I know if it was me, I would literally be having a heart attack. But this guy, he did it. He started packing, sold his house, got in his car, and started driving. I think that's crazy. But I think too, what's so interesting is the level of trust that he has for his dad. Like, what? Like, you trust your dad so much that you're willing to like like thwart, like you're making yourself uncomfortable because of something that your dad said. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, I love my dad, but like I'll be like, daddy, listen, we need more information. Like, I don't know what you're doing. But no, he trusted his dad. And I think it speaks to, like I said, like how much of an amazing relationship he had with his dad. And cut to, it's a very long story, guys, very long, convoluted story. But cut to, his dad ended up, like, his dad had promised him, like, listen, if you do this, trust me, like, you will be richer than you've ever been. Like, all of your dreams will come true. Like, his dad had promised all of this. And cut to, his dad did it. He when he got to the place that his dad told him to go, he was in fact richer than he'd ever been. He was in fact happier than he'd ever been. And most important of all, I guess, like him and his dad, the bond was crazy. Like, crazy, guys. I told a little fib, but I'm gonna confess it right now, so it's okay. I don't know that guy. And I kind of modernized the story a little bit because that is actually the story of Abraham. In Genesis 12, God tells Abraham to leave. He says, go, take your wife, take your nephew, Lot, and leave. And Abraham did just that. He 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 changed his comfortable situation because God told him to go. And I think sometimes we are in a situation where we're like, listen, I don't know what to do. Like I told you, I be sitting in front of my computer like, this is a joke. This is funny. I be looking at God like, this is funny, huh? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. But the thing about God is that He will provide. If you would just listen to what He's telling you to do, you would realize all of the things that He has in store for you. And again, we know that God, he's so intentional, and that his dream, or like not even his dream, his will is for us to prosper. Like his will, he wants to give us hope and a future. Like we know that. Those are words that we say all the time, that we have in our brain still. Like I'll be at my job and be like, bro, like I don't know why you would want me to go, and look at me now. I don't know what I'm just like. Can you trust God for 5 seconds? Can you stop yourself for 5 seconds and trust God? Okay, so cool, Kathy. I'm willing to go. I'm willing to go. I'm willing to submit to the mission. I have a question for you. The question is this: do you find it easy for you to submit when God tells you to do something? And I feel like that's a question that we have to ask ourselves, because I think a lot of times we be like, oh, fine, God, but we be complaining the whole time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or like for me, something that I do is like, okay, like you want me to go where? And then also like I like need money like to go there. And then also I need food. Like I need things. Like, have you considered this? And like I'm questioning God. I'm questioning God. Like He is like me, but He's not. He's God. Like, you know what I mean? If it was me, I would understand, why I would question it, but it's God, right? And I think submission is hard. I think too, you have to remember that knows what He's doing, and you have to trust that. In my last job, guys, I was so unhappy. Oh my gosh. I cannot even explain to you. Like, I literally had breakdowns at that job because I hated that job so much. And I remember saying to God, like, hello, sir. I would have these conversations with Him all the time. Sir, excuse me. What are we doing? I want to leave. Do you hear me? You say that you're close to the brokenhearted. Well, hello, here's my broken heart. Help me, move me, please. I need you, please. And guess what God told me? He said, Kathy, so I need you to wait. Excuse me? What do you mean, wait? I'm unhappy. I'm drowning. I can barely breathe. I need you to move me. Can you move me? Why are you telling me to wait? I don't understand. I don't get it. And I think, how about in those moments? How about in those moments where you feel like you're drowning? You feel like, yo, God, you asking me to wait right now is killing me. How about in those moments? Do you submit or do you complain? Do you submit and trust in God, or do you just talk all the trash and like, like I know for me, there was a season where I wasn't, when I was at the other job, I was not doing my job as if unto the Lord. I was not. Oh my gosh. Clients will come in, people will come in, and I'll be like, they will be rude to me, and I'll be rude right back. I'll be like, two can play at this game. Cause I think I just didn't even care. I was like, you could fire me because I don't want to be here. Like, but that wasn't what God was calling me to do. And it reminds me of Jonah, actually. Guys, never mind. It reminds me of Jonah, actually. Um, because I think God called Jonah to go to Nineveh to spread the gospel, to tell people about Him. And Jonah refused to submit to the mission. And as a result, he ended up in the belly of a whale. That is an extreme case. I understand. I don't see any of us ending up in a belly of a whale, mainly because we don't travel by sea anymore, but also because I think that it would be more modern. Like there's so many other things that could happen, but my point is that when we don't follow what God is asking us to do, we can end up into we can end up in a belly of a whale. And it's not necessarily a whale, like whether it's a bad relationship, a bad job, whether it's in a situation that you're like, bro, like this is not even what it was supposed to be. Like I was supposed to be so happy. Like when we do other than what God is calling us to do, we can almost guarantee misery. Like guarantee. Like I shouldn't even say almost. We can guarantee misery. We can guarantee less than God's best. And I say God's best because God's best is supreme. It is ultimate above any good thing, any best thing, any wonderful, stupendous, amazing thing that we could ever fathom in our own minds. Like God's best is above that. And so when we do not submit to the mission, we delay ourselves. We delay ourselves. And I think God is a good and he's a redeemer. And I think we need to remember that. But I think too, like, how about we don't give God things to redeem, right? Right. Cool. And I think for me, when I was at the job, guys, I probably like I didn't it wasn't necessarily like a whale that I was in the middle of. I think though I made myself more miserable. So I guess that was my whale. Like because I didn't rise above, because I wasn't what God was calling to me to be in that season, I was more miserable than I'm sure. Like I know that God gave me the ability to be happy in that situation and I couldn't even be happy. So, you know what I mean? Like we need to be better, do better, all of that. Okay. I'm closing out because guess what? I'm almost done. But here we go. You are probably like, okay, Kathy, I'm going to submit. Like, okay, you get the mission. God tells you to do something and you're like, oh, I don't want to do it. Then it's like, okay, fine, God, I'll submit. Okay, but I'm gonna submit, but I don't have to be happy about it. Like, I can still be annoyed. I can still be like, ugh, like this is annoying, like, which is something that I felt like I was doing in my other job. And I feel like I have a verse for you guys, and it's Psalm 42, verse 11, and it says, why, my soul, are you downcast? Why so disturbed within me? Put your hope in God, for I will yet praise him, my Savior and my God. Sometimes you need to speak to that thing. Sometimes you need to speak to your soul. Like words of affirmation, I'm sure you guys have heard of them. It's like super popular now because of like love languages and all of that. And words of affirmation are like one of the love languages. And people, even like I think before people started talking about love languages, people were affirming themselves. Like people would be in the mirror, like, I am smart, I am beautiful, I am kind. Like people would affirm themselves. And I think, guys, sometimes you need to tell your soul, we're doing this God's way. Because the spirit inside of you is willing. The spirit comes from God, and the spirit is willing to follow God all of the time. But sometimes your soul is like, bruh, this is not what I asked for. And so honestly, I'm not happy. Doesn't matter. You need to speak to your soul. You need to tell yourself, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to go out like this. I'm not going to be pissed this entire time. No, I'm not going to be miserable. We're going to do this. God knows what he's doing. One last story. Recently, God presented something to me. He said, Kathy, I want you to do this thing. Or no, he didn't even say, Kathy, I want you to do this thing. He presented this thing to me by way of my friend. My friend was like, Kathy, yo, like I really feel like this would be a dope situation if you were a part of it. And I was like, that's all. Like, that's great. No, thank you. And she would bring it up all the time. Y'all ever have those annoying friends? Those people that just bring it up all of the time. And you're like, I said no, thank you. But the thing about me, I'm really easy, guys, in the sense that you give me a compliment. You say, Kathy, you're just your chocolatey skin is just so beautiful. I'm like, I'll listen to you all day. Like, what were you saying? I'm so sorry. And my friend took advantage of that. So she's like telling me, like, you would be so good at this. I'm like, I would. Oh my gosh. But I would still be like, yeah, but I don't know. Jesus got to make something happen another way because I don't want to be a part of that. I've done stuff like that before. Not interested. It was so hard, almost killed me. Not literally, but my spirit. And so I was like, no, thank you. And she kept bringing it up. Oh my gosh. To the point where I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to have a conversation with God one on one. I don't think God's going to tell me to do it because I don't want to, like, which is why I've been saying no the entire time. But I'm still willing to sit down and have the conversation with God. Guys, tell me why I sat down, I put on my little Jesus music, and I'm like, God, I love you so much. You're so beautiful. You're so wonderful. Oh my God, you're amazing. And then I go, so in terms of this opportunity, what do you think? What do you want me to do? Guys, almost immediately, almost immediately, I heard, yeah, I want you to do it. I was like, sir, you must have not heard my question. What I had asked you was, did you want me to do? Yes, I want you to do it, Kathy. I want you to do it. I was like, okay, so fine, I'm gonna do it. But like, I have questions. I don't have peace. Like how can I was like, there's money involved. How can I figure the money situation out? Like there's time, like I have things that I want to do. It's gonna get in the way of the things that I want to do. I was just like, Jesus, oh my gosh, like this is ridiculous. Like this is not what I'm asking you for. Like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm doing the most. And God was like, I want you to do this and I'm gonna be with you. And I was like, "Ugh, okay, whatever. Whatever. Cool, we can do it." It's like it wouldn't be me. I would never ask someone to do something that they don't wanna do, but you're God, so who am I to judge you? Because you want me to do it, so whatever. Fast forward, I am like, "Jesus, I know you want me to do this, but, like, I'm not happy about this. Like, if you want me to do this, you have to change the way that I feel. I don't feel good. I don't feel like this is something that I want to do. Like, please, like, this is like, I'm so unhappy about this. I don't want to do it." And can I tell you guys, I promise, like, I cannot tell a lie. I'm so serious. I went to sleep that night, and the following morning, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do this thing. This is so amazing. Like, God, God believes in me? Me to do this? Are you serious? I don't even believe in myself. And God believes in me? Like, I'm gonna do this. I was like, yo, like, I'm about to do this and it's gonna be so bomb. Like, oh my God. I went to sleep and I woke up. And all of a sudden, this thing that I was like, Jesus, I'm not trying to do this. I was like, I cannot wait to do this. I cannot wait. Like, when can we get started? Like, I'm like checking in. I'm looking online. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is interesting. This is so important. Like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so cool. Like, I can't wait. If you would believe God, if you would just pray, if you would just say, God, listen, you're telling me to go. I'm willing to go, but I don't want to. God could change your heart. God could change your mind. God could change the way that you viewed the situation. He could change your perception, all of that. He really, really could. And he would. He will. Like, and then too, I think the thing that always wrecks me, guys, is that if God asks you to do something, he believes in you. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if God says, Namie, I want you to join basketball, a basketball team. I don't care how unathletic you may think you are. I don't care how short you may think you are, so you can't hoop the way other people hoop. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. If God called you to do it, you are more equipped than the best basketball player. Because if God be for you, who could be against you? Nobody. And so if God believes you, if God calls you, then you can go. You can go and you can believe in your ability to do it because you're not alone. God is for you, and that is all you need. That is all you need. And you should have confidence in that. You should wake up like, yo, like, God is asking me to do this thing, and I just watch out, world, because I'm about to do the thing that God told me to do. Like, I think that's crazy. Okay, big takeaways, because I'm really about to end this. Takeaway: going when God says go only have a positive effect on your life. Yes, there might be hardships. I'm not saying it's not going to be difficult. We know Abraham went through a lot of difficult things. We know that Abraham, when he pretended that his wife was his sister, and now the king of Egypt is like sleeping with his wife, and God was like, bro, what are you doing? Like, that was a hardship. We know when Abraham got his servant pregnant because his wife wanted to, because they wanted to have a baby, but they didn't believe God to do it in his timing and in his way. Hardship. Like, we know that there are hardships that might come in the middle of it. Okay, so I'm not saying, don't think that I'm saying this is gonna be easy breezy, beautiful cover girl, because it's not. Okay, that's the nature of life. But I think what you do need to remember is that, again, if God called you, you got this. You're going to be okay. Okay. You might wish that you never made a move, but God believes in you, and that is all the confidence that you need. There's so much safety in that, so much safety in God is for me. Like, I cannot win. Even if this is not, even if I thought, oh, I was going to get into this basketball team at my high school and it didn't work out. It's like, God, I thought you said. He's like, I did. I met like the WNBA. My bad. But you do need to get ready. Like, we don't know, but God knows, and it's fine. You know what I mean? Okay, guys. My point is go, 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 run, flee, all of that. Like, hop, skip, crawl, whatever you need to do, because you got to go. Okay. When God tells you to go, you need to go, period. You need to go however you can go, because God is going to be with you. And who wants to end up in the belly of a whale? Like, we're not doing that. Like, period. And so, yeah, I love you so much. You're so amazing. You're so beautiful. You're so dope. Yes, I'm talking to you guys who are watching. Um, LOL. You play basketball? Yes, God is speaking to you. Maybe, I don't even know, but Jesus, pray about it. Pray about it. I'll tell you that much. Um, I love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me in these conversations. These conversations, guys, I feel like God always has something to say. You know what I mean? And even if you're not sure, like, if it was for you, someone, I believe, I really do believe that this is that someone in your life might need it, might need whatever it is that you have or that you catch in these conversations. But anyway, I love you. I love Jesus. He's pretty good. He's amazing. And I will see you guys on Sunday because we have youth service. So please come through. Love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Let me see if I can find the end button. Ooh.